or maybe a premature launch. But hello, welcome to Scott and Tera's Home Shop. I'm Scott. Behind the camera today is Lisa. Tera is at church, um, you know, getting ready to sing in the choir, and also has a recital tonight. I will try to go live for that as well tonight. So I need. So we are putting new fuel lines on this carburetor, and they're not quite brittle to the point you bend them and they break. And they're still a little bit elastic, but they're so loose that they go on and off of the barb fitting. And so I need what do I need? I need to quit looking through my glasses long distance. That's one thing. Where's the tripod?
It's over here. Stand by, everybody.
I was just about to say
My hands aren't steady enough to do live on my hand.
this weed eater fired up the other day and ran. Hold on a minute, let me cut this off. Fired up the other day and ran. If we're gonna do that, you need to either go get my phone, or you need to turn it around and use the other camera so that we can watch watch the comments.
Well, I'm watching the comments from right here. If I stand back here.
Well, if you want to stand there all day.
Well, I said I could. Now I can't find the comments.
Touch the screen on the left side.
I did.
All right.
There we go. Bone Daddy's Garage says good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the channel. I don't remember seeing you here before, but welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. I'm curious. Today I'm trying to fix this weed eater. Was given to us by a viewer of the channel, and I got it to work. I don't know what they were trying to do to it, but all I did was adjust the carburetor properly. Now, before it sounds like I'm bashing the guy that gave it to me, I'm not. I just simply stated I don't know what they were trying to do. So whatever problem they had, I was not made aware of that problem when I was given the weed eater. I think somebody was trying to get the part off of it. Well, I happen to have a battery operated Ryobi weed eater that has an expanded collar on it, so I can use a weed eater attachment, a tree saw attachment, tiller attachment, all kind of different things. Well, this one also has it. Well, luckily for me, there seems to be some type of industry standard as far as the size of the drive cable inside and the size of the pipe, because the Ryobi fit inside of the Troy belt perfect. That's the only thing I know of. The only thing I don't use that battery much anymore. It only lasts about 30 minutes, and tell you the truth, I'd rather have the money back than I had have the stupid weed eater blowing. 30 minutes and it's gone. That's it. And you have to charge the batteries for several hours, and then you can go another 30 minutes. I thought we could do around the house and around the outbuildings, but anyway, I digress. So today we are putting a new fuel line in, thanks to our sponsor. This is not a sponsored video, but thanks to one of our sponsors. This is fuel line that I have bought over the years, and I also purchased carburetors that have come with fuel line. So I'm going to cut this off very carefully and see if I can
Lonesome's Garage says good day.
Good day, Lonesome Garage. I'm assuming it's Lonesome. Alright, so now I need to check my hose. It appears to be that size. I think there's only basically two sizes that you can get. Yeah, that's it. Alright, so we're going to go right here by this. You're just going to run it along the side of it here. Now I need to mark right there where this is done. Now I need to try to get this piece in there. Go around and give it a little bit extra. Right there. There you go. I would cut it in the air, but somebody would love to get onto me, so I'll cut it against the table. Looks funny. Alright, so the only way I've ever found to do this is you have to cut the hose on a taper and work it through and keep working it until you get the enough fuel line through there. So we need, this was cut off right at the top. Will you get me a red Sharpie? We need to line this up and pinch it right there. I can mark it right there. And I'll show you that line in just a minute.
Lonesome Garage says, I'm having to work on a Harley golf cart today. I needed a break.
Well, I'm glad that I could facilitate a respite for you. I'm hoping this thing will work. I fired it up yesterday and it ran just fine. And now we'll see. Good strong motor on it. So that's where okay, so we're going to put a little red mark on this fuel line. Oops. All right, so there. That much has to go into the tank, or has to go in the tank up to that fuel line. Oh, come on. And at this moment, I just thought we'd do it. Let's have a minute silence for
Moment of silence.
Moment of silence, or a minute of silence for Greg Biffle and his family.
Lonesome Garage said if you ever need points for one, you can use Chevy points in it.
That was a moment of silence. That was a whole minute.
I thought it was, I'm sorry. My apologies.
All right, so only way to get this through that I found. Greg Biffle, if y'all don't know, was a NASCAR driver, but I followed one of the channels that he was friends with, and he was on the way to go see Cletus McFarland out in Bradenton, Florida, and his airplane crashed at an airport, I believe it's or North Carolina or something. So he's him, his wife, his son, and his daughter all perished. So that's what the moment of silence was for. So that's pulling through just fine. We'll pull it through till we get to the line. Right there. Now the other one, oh, now I gotta, oops. This is why I need Tera all the time. My big fat fingers are not going to fit.
He said it was a sad day for sure.
I wasn't a NASCAR fan, but I am a father. I am a family man. And I can only imagine. I don't even think I can fathom what the rest of his family is going through. You lost an uncle, a cousin, a brother, a dad, a son, grandbabies. Yeah, that's a sad day. I don't care who you are or where you're from. That's just really bad. And the person that he was going to see is normally a chatty person. They haven't been on the internet but a few times. That's there now. Just put your little filter stone on there and get it back. There we go. There's that. Now the other one is the return line through the purge system, so it doesn't need to be like that. I wonder if that's the same size. They look the same size, just a little different. So we're going to straighten this out. I got like 8 feet of fuel line, and they don't seem like a lot for a car. The car is longer than 8 feet, but it is for weed eaters, especially when you only use about that much fuel line on average. I even have rope. There's a whole box just full, 2 different sizes of fuel lines, and we keep it in this box so that it doesn't UV rays don't get to it and mess it up. But I bought it when I first bought it. It was coiled up, and the very first thing I had to use it on needed a long piece of straight line, and for the life of me, I couldn't figure out what to do. I mean, I could cut it, I could stretch it out and cut it, but when I turned it loose, it coiled up like a pig's tail. So it just dawned on me it was hot that summer, really hot. So I just took and hung the fuel hose with a pair of vice grips from the rafters in the building, and hung another pair of vice grips on the bottom, and just left it that way for a couple of days. I think over the weekend, just left it hanging that way. And when I took it down, you could lay that fuel line down on the ground just like an arrow, straight as an arrow. And that worked really good. All right, so we're done with that. I had milked that for all it's worth. Now we will put in the line, and this line was in there about 1.5 inches, or 1.25 inches rather. Probably don't need to mark every one of these, but I do it. I can just, I can't even, it's just sad, and I'm not a NASCAR fan. I could give 2 tiddlywinks about NASCAR. I like drag racing. But like I said, I am a father, and I am a son. And I do have grandkids. I got a half a dozen of them. And come on, little buddy. Well, they decided to put this one so close to the hole that you can't grab it with a pair of needle nose until it's so far down in there that you don't need the damn needle nose. Might get it with a pair of angle needle nose, but I doubt it.
He said, I need to order new fuel lines. I just used the last on saw last night and some more filters and primer bulbs.
Well, every time they send me a carburetor, like for a weed eater or something or blower, they send me an extra primer bulb. So I just put them in a Ziploc bag so they don't dry out and just toss them in the drawer. Well, there was one in there. I don't know what happened to it, but I used it. It's right there. But you'd be surprised the number of weed eaters and chainsaws that I've gotten running over the years from putting a 50-cent primer bulb in it or 6 inches worth of hose. I can't get this. Oh, that's not right. Will you get me a pair of needle nose that are bent, the 45 on the end? Because I cannot get in there and get to these. Yeah, that won't go through anymore. There is a way that I've done it before, and that's you stick a long probe down through it and then poke it out the other end and then drag it from the inside. But that sometimes all that does is tear the end of your hose.
These.
Yes. I hope. We shall see. Oh crap, come on. Oh, come on.
He said, I've had 100 at the beginning of spring. Between folks buying them and me using them, I've run out.
Oh, it's right here, so close to the wall that is the fill tank there. The pliers will go in there, but I can't fill them, and it's really delicate to feel that rubber hose. Oh. Wish I could see through the tank. Let me try something here. Yeah, that was just barely in there. Let me put a little bit longer, a little bit steeper of an angle on the hose. All right, let's see if that'll do anything. That's a whole lot longer. Oh, come on. I really don't want to go. Oh. Hey, let's get them over. There we go. Right to the line. There you go. Just took me a second. Now these lines are right there side by side. The black line was on the back. So these lines, I hate doing this. That's probably why somebody had that off like that. So they didn't have to cut and leave a piece of hose there. But this is actually I hate doing that. I should have measured it a little better. Alright. So the fuel line's in. The cap had trash under the lid. So it was leaking. Now I'm going to clean up the blower housing best I can. I wouldn't take it apart to do this, but seeing how it's already apart, I never had a piece of equipment tear up on me because it caught on fire, but I have seen fires before. Let's see, that goes up there. That goes up there. This goes in here. And they're all sort of long. As long as they go on, that's fine. Alright, so this is a T25 Torx screw in the bottom, or you can do it with a flathead. Torx is your best bet. And this screws through the lid, through the tang on the side of the tank into a panel nut. What do you call the nut that's like on a fender, where you clip it through the hole and it's the threaded part on the back and it looks like a tie clip? What do you call that? It's got to have a name. Panel nut? That sounds right. I don't know if it is or not. The clip nut, rib panel nut, something. Alright, so there's that, and that. You know, just like machinists that have lathes, I can't pronounce the word right, lathes and end mills and boring machines. That's nothing. It's the amount of tools, all the little intricate tools. I've been collecting tools for, how old would I have been at 13, 12, 13?
Oh,
I don't know, damn it. How long ago was it? How long ago was it?
It's like 40 years.
40?
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, I've been collecting tools for 40 years. Some of them were my dad's old tools. Some of them I actually went out and bought. I've replaced them half a dozen times. Kmart used to have a set of tools called bench top, and they were actually really good. I don't know if I still have any bench top tools left, but then Craftsman. I did the whole Craftsman thing for a while. I had a few Snap-on, a few Mac. Woo, woo. Now let's make, hopefully this will seal and not leak. But before we turn it over, let's make sure it's all blowed off, cleaned off. Fuel oil mix. You're gonna put on there max ethanol, 10%. Fuel oil mix. A symbol of a fuel can and an oil can, but not the ratio. Why not? Why not the ratio?
That'd be too easy.
Fine. So there we go with that. Let's see. Yes, it's pulling fuel in, getting the air out. Come on. There we go. Big old burst of air. I noticed the air doesn't always go out. Oh, there it is. It finally went through. Ah! You didn't see that, did you? My finger was in here, went up under that thing, and something happened. It looked here somewhere. Oh, right in there, and I pulled back, and it's like, ah, crap, it's hung. Will you move that battery weed eater body?
Lonesome Garage says, I still have my benchtop 1/2-inch drive socket sets.
Oh, do you really? Damn. You showing your age now. I don't know. I don't remember the warranty, but I was in middle school when I started. No, I was driving. So I'd have been in high school. Maybe the first year. All right, so let's see here. Won't crank.
Best sets I've ever owned. They had lifetime warranty. Too bad they're out of business. Glenn said, hey, Scott and Tara. High five, Tara.
Tara's not here, Glenn, but I'll tell her.
She's at church.
All right, come here, bud. Move them back a little bit so you don't knock them out of the way. All right, hold on this. Says I pressed it 10 times. I did.
Is this?
It's spring loaded.
Oh, okay.
I'll pull the trigger. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Toolkit, top right toolbox on top. trying to write on there, it just wasn't working.
It's running.
Not what was running. That looks like signal. Supposed to be single. I did write signal. It doesn't matter. Signal D. 50 to 1. I think it says it right on the lid. No, it doesn't.
No, you said it didn't have a ratio on there.
Not where it's supposed to. Low and high. Thanks, Glenn. The weed eater runs great. It's right now it's running probably 40 to 1. I didn't put quite enough gas. I wanted it a little fat because I was mixing only about I was mixing a gallon. I didn't quite have enough. I didn't quite have a gallon of gas. So it's more like 50 to 45 or 40 to 1, 45 to 1. You know, I was this old when I finally understood what fuel ratio is. Do you know what it is, dear? This is story time with Lisa. Name that part with Lisa. No, name that part with Lisa. Not story time.
No, I don't know.
Okay, but you do know. Okay, even if you don't know, you do know that 40 to 1 is different than 50 to 1 because the number's different. All right, so think of it like this, and I'm going to tell it to you like this so that you understand behind it a little bit. What does the motor need to run?
Fuel.
Okay. So, and you put oil in that fuel. That's what lubricates a 2-cycle engine. Okay. Because the oil goes through, the gas fuel mixture goes through the crankcase, washes over the bearings, and then goes up and is burnt. So which one of those numbers would represent fuel? Because you need fuel. Okay, the engine will run on nothing but fuel. It'll lock up eventually, but it will run. It won't run on nothing but oil. So which one do you think of those numbers do you think is fuel?
The big one.
Yes. I was probably a couple of years ago. I knew that 50 to 1 meant that I put 2.5, but I just had an epiphany. Or eureka moment. Oh, that's the amount of gas. That's what I'm telling the kids. They see us drive down the road. They see us do the truck like this. And when they drive it, they do the truck like that. Well, that's what Mom and Daddy does. Yeah, but you don't know why. And if you don't know why, then you're no good to nobody.
Right.
Always question. Always question. Well, I thought I was going to get on here to tell you. What's that? FedEx? I thought I was going to get on here. Oh, they're looking at me or the weed eater still?
A little bit of both.
Just turn the handle.
There you go.
I thought I was going to get on here to tell y'all that the demons won. And the demons, I mean, with my depression and anxiety. For the last several days, my stomach has been tore up, just physically hurting. The only thing that made it feel a little bit better was my Lanta and yogurt. And so when my stomach gets messed up, and I don't mean nothing nasty, just mean my stomach is not acting right, my anxiety goes up because I start to worry about it. Right now, talking about it, my anxiety is going up. I posted on Facebook that the demons won. And until I see otherwise, to me, they have won. They beat me all the way down to the bottom. I have no further to go. I can't go any further. If I was any more stopped, I would have to be going in reverse. But this came out to to work out. And there you go. Come here and look at something. I tried to write a single D right here, and it was shaking so bad, and it wiggle. So I just smeared it and made it like a border of silver paint, silver ink.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one cranks almost just like it says on the start menu. I mean on the start instructions. Prime it 10 times. See, the reason why they say prime it 10 times, I know why they say that. They say it because the average person that buys a weed eater doesn't know how to work on it. If it takes 5 times to actually get all the air bubbles out of the line, then you don't need to prime it 10. But somewhere between 5 and 10, all the air bubbles come out on their own. So you could just say the minimum is 10, and if somebody does it 10 every time, you're not hurting anything. You're not pumping fuel into the engine. All you're doing is pulling fuel up the fuel hose, through the valve body, and back out the bypass or the return hose. That's all you're doing. So that when the valve opens, when you crank the engine and you pull the engine over, it fires up. So you can prime it 10 times, you can prime it 110 times. Doesn't matter. You're not going. Now, if you flood the carburetor or flood the engine, that means your diaphragm is leaking and your primer bulb is pumping fuel through the carburetor, but it's not supposed to. So 5 times, 6 times. So here's the why. You want to get the air out of the line because it doesn't have a fuel pump and the fuel tank is below. So it uses the pulses from the engine to pulse to move the gas through there. So check valves in the carburetor. So that's why. So if 6 will do it 6. If 7 will do it 7. If it takes 12, then do 12. But people need to know the why. So it says prime it 10 times, and pull the choke to squeeze. Prime it 10.
I was gonna say, put your glasses back on.
Prime it 10 times, move the lever to 1, squeeze throttle, steps 4 through 8. Pull the rope 5 times, move it to lever 2, pull it 3 to 5 times, wait 30 seconds, move it to lever 3. So half choke, half choke. And so, there you go. Well, I'm sorry, I don't have Tera here. And this is sort of the only thing I had on my mind to do was, it's not leaking fuel and the tank is full. So this right here saved me $300 to $400. Thank you, Glenn.
Yep, thank you, Glenn.
Thank you, Glenn C, for the donation. Now, I have a Husqvarna weed eater over there that's about 18 years old, and it's still running. Tera uses it. It runs for Tera. Does not run for me. Not at all. Does not run at all. Not one bit. Found out yesterday that my valve spring compressor is shit. It doesn't work. Well, it does, but not this particular valves. You need to push the valve spring all the way down until it's fully collapsed, and this won't do it. The tool starts bending, so that kind of sucked. And we took up all the slack. We like bent it one time and then pushed it backwards and pushed the little handle down, and it would not close the valve, the springs down tight enough to get there. These had O-rings on the valve stems. There's 2 grooves on the valve stem that had O-rings in the first stem, and then the first groove, and then a keeper went in the second one. And I think the O-ring was to keep the spacer or the retainer, the spring retainer from wobbling on the valve stem. So, maybe to quieten down the valve train. So the only thing I can think of is a flat tappet engine. So, anyway, runs. Oh, I got my blower running. All thanks to HIPAA. Thanks, Colin, over there at HIPAA. And don't worry, Colin, if you see this video before you see your video, don't worry. We got the video on the phone. Lisa has to find time with the holidays and to get that video out.
Broken Blade said, ain't that the way it goes? Our favorite equipment doesn't want to run for us, but will run for someone else.
Yes. Yes. Well, my back, I've never liked a weed eater. I bought a weed eater because every homeowner has a weed eater, a push mower, a riding mower, maybe a tiller. I bought the tiller for my granddaddy because he was the one who introduced me to gardening. I used to help him in the garden a lot, like a bunch. And I'd till the garden up. Then the weed eater, because I had one as a kid. So there's all these things that I think you should have when you buy a house. You know, you got to have a weed outside of the insurance and lights and gas and water and cable or internet of some sort. You need a weed eater. If you got trees on your property, some type of chainsaw. And I would recommend a pole saw because unless you're cutting up limbs the size of your leg. My next door neighbor took a whole tree down, a whole Bradford pear down, cut it down, and with a limb saw. That's all he did. And it took him about 4 hours to take that tree down. And he was just just nobody's business. So weed eater, chainsaw. I actually have a backpack blower. My neighbor gave it to me because it wouldn't run. I had two. I had a Stihl commercial backpack blower. I gave that to my son. And I have a Craftsman backpack blower. And it wouldn't run. It would choke. I mean, it would flood when you choked it, which meant the diaphragm was torn somewhere, and it was letting fuel. Just when you choked it, it was just pulling fuel straight out of the tank, straight through the carburetor. The plug would come out swimming. The plug would come out drunk. It had so much gas in it, and you would have to literally turn the engine on it upside down to run the gas out of it. So chainsaw, weed eater, backpack blower. What else? Oh, lawnmowers, riding mowers. You have to have a riding mower. I happen to have 5, possibly 6. Well,
Also,
no.
thanks to Glenn.
So thanks to Glenn. Glenn, I got the lawnmower with the bagger. It actually had a good battery, a charged up battery. And so we put a carburetor on that one, and it runs about 99% of what it could do, and 90% is good for me. 99, it surges just a tiny bit on high idle, and it maybe needs a point something other bit of more fuel. But if you put it under a load, it settles down and runs like it's supposed to. The other mower that didn't have a cover on the engine or a carburetor or an intake or a throttle cable, I actually put all that stuff on there from another engine. It runs. I've given that to my son-in-law, and he's going to take one of those automatic mowers. This is a hydrostatic mower, and he's going to take all the parts and build them up a mower. He wants me to show him different things. Whew.
Peter said we had a 1.5 meter deep drain on our back fence that could only be mowed with a whippersnipper, weed eater, weed whacker. It was a right pain in the
Right pain in the ass?
Yeah.
Whew. Peter, we had a little fun. Well, I wouldn't say fun. we had a little, we had a bad seed in here the other day. We had a bad seed. Somebody got on there, and why they did this, I don't know, nor do I care. So they got on there and said, I am smoking crack while watching your video. I said, okie dokie, block them. I felt rather empowered.
Peter said steep slope too. Broken Blade says, I haven't mowed my yard once all year. My son-in-law has done it because I'm lucky if I get one day off a month.
Well, it's nice to see your son-in-law. Think about him this Christmas.
Peter said he saw that guy.
Oh. Yeah. I don't get to exercise that power very often because most of the time y'all run them off before I get a chance to. And so there you go. But thank you, Ryan Wachala. I think Ryan Wachala was the one that done it.
Yeah, it was Ryan.
Ryan, yeah. I think Peter's a moderator too, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, Peter can do it too. I don't know who else is a moderator, but Peter's a moderator, Ryan's a moderator. Glenn and or Kenneth are moderators. They might not know it, but if you got a wrench out beside your name, it means you can keep people off the channel. If you see something that I don't see, and you're a moderator, you don't have to ask me. No, you know, just give them the boot. See ya. Adios. This one actually has a rapid load. You pull out the right amount of strength, the string, you pull it through, then you take the handle, line it up, and go weeding. Now we got the other head right here. But this head, you can't add grease to the right angle drive gears that's in here. It's actually sealed bearing at the bottom. That's a little noisy. It's got a big dent in the side. Don't know why or how. Don't know what that is. But this is a less than desirable head right here. You can't put grease in it. I don't like that. So that will probably not have the money invested. What?
I was trying to figure out how to send Tera some money. But you're on my phone.
Well, we got to go. I need the phone to handle some family business, and I can't do it from my phone. We're on the wife's phone right now, so I need to clear the phone so she can take care of some business. We're done with the weed eater. That's all I wanted to do is put the hoses on there. The carburetor is actually still working really well. Not going to bother it. Not going to mess with it. It has a slight drag to it. Hesitation when you go from idle to wide open. And I think that's because I have it idled down really low. If you idle it up to about 900, just by ear, and it goes wah like that instead of wah. Yeah, so y'all like that? Wah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, but it's not a race engine, and you don't need instant throttle on demand because you can rev it up and give it a second and then go into the grass. It's really, really close though, and it works.
Peter said, hooroo then, I'll go back and watch the bits I missed.
Yes. So 73, that's ham talk for goodbye, greetings, salutations. And just remember, if you have a mental problem like I do, you suffer from anxiety or depression, talk to your pastor, talk to your wife, talk to your family, seek a counselor. There are virtual doctors all over the internet. Familiarize yourself with the 1-800-SUICIDE hotline. Don't be afraid to call it. Get help. Don't do like I did and try to battle it on your own for many, 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 many years. And so we love you. Thanks for stopping by, and see you next time.